Welcome to Dave Barlow Guitar. Today, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about my ACDC sound. I say my ACDC sound, yeah, lots of people have an ACDC sound. But I'm going to share with you how I get my ACDC sound and show you what equipment I use to do it. And it's very inexpensive to get the ACDC sound, but first let's kind of acknowledge what the ACDC sound is. First of all, I'm not trying to sound like Angus Young. I'm not trying to sound like Malcolm Young. I'm not trying to sound like any of those two guys. I'm not trying to sound like Stevie Young either. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to encapsulate the entire ACDC sound with your guitar. If you want to try to get the Angus sound, I mean really get the Angus sound, you need to transform yourself into Angus Young, unfortunately. Anyway, so what we have to do as poor guitar players, because we've not got a lot of money to throw at this, is to get this kind of ACDC kind of sound. And the overall sound is a combination of Malcolm Young or Stevie Young and Angus Young, you know, playing kind of in unison. So I'm trying to kind of encapsulate kind of that sort of sound. So you've got like Malcolm Young or Stevie Young, if you like. They've probably got more kind of lower output, more clunky sounding kind of guitar sound. Or Angus Young has probably just got a little bit more bite and a little bit more kind of overdrive going on. And they're running into some like really vintage amps and stuff like that, which last time I looked at one, an original one cost something in the region of like $3,500. And I think in UK sterling it's even more than that. So yeah, it's difficult to go and buy these authentic amps, but obviously, luckily for us, we have equipment that will do pretty much the same job, because there's no real secret sauce to this. It is a basic, fundamental set of rules in order for you to get the sound. Just so you know, I've recorded some sound bites of me just ad hoc playing a couple of ACDC things at the end of this video. So if you want to just avoid me just chatting, but at your peril, because there's some really interesting information that you might miss if you do that. But if you wanted to just jump to the end, you can, where I just recorded some stuff in Audacity, mic'd up with the amp and gear. Okay, so basically it doesn't matter. Let's start with the guitar. Right, the guitar. This guitar which I'm using is a Hondo 2. You might have seen it before. You can pick these up on eBay still, I think, for around about £80 or $90 up to about $125, or you can pick up guitars similar. Basically, you're just looking for a guitar which is like a mahogany slab. This actually isn't mahogany. I don't know what it is. It's heavy, but it's a mahogany slab, something like that. There's plenty of, like, you know, you can get like an SG will be great. I think there's a company called Vintage that do guitars, but any slab of mahogany will do. In fact, an Explorer will work great as well. Just look at the band Airborne, the sound, you know, that they get. I mean, they're using just a slab of mahogany. Anyway, so that's that. So yeah. So what's next is obviously the pickups. You can't have high output pickups if you're going to do the ACDC sound, because you gotta be able to drop off just with touch, so you get like a clean sound. So that compared with that. So there's a big difference. So when you hit it hard, it overdrives the amp more, and when you just hit it lightly, it sort of goes clean. That's without me even touching the volume. Obviously, Angus Young uses his volume a lot. I think he backs it down to around about 7 or 8 for rhythm work, and then for lead work, pulls it all the way back to 10, something like that. Now I found a way you don't have to do that. I don't do that way. I do it a different way. So basically, that's the guitar. So the pickups I'm using, well, the pickups to use if you want to get the nearest to Angus Young kind of sound, I suppose would be Seymour Duncan's, the Seymour Duncan's SH1 or Blues pickup. That'll be the one to get there. But if you buy them, buy the covered set. Don't buy the uncovered set. because the uncovered set is just a little bit too bitey, I think, a little bit too squeaky top end bitey thing. So yeah, I don't buy them because I've had a set before and they're great. But I've got Iron Gear Blues engines. It hasn't got it's not basically the same pickup as what the Seymour Duncan's is, but without the covers on and using an Alnico 4 magnet, it kind of gives me the same thing. So it sounds like a Seymour Duncan SH1, but with the top end rolled off a little bit. But we haven't got covers on it, so basically it sounds pretty much the same to me. So the difference is, to be honest, the difference is the price. These are like, you know, half the price of what a Seymour Duncan is. Sorry, Seymour Duncan, you can do great pickups and stuff, but these sound the same as SH1s, in my eyes, and they are half the price. Anyway, moving on. So basically that's the guitar. As far as your amp is concerned, you can use any amp. You should any amp with overdrive on it. Basically, what you do is you back off your overdrive. Case in point, right? Here's proof of the pudding. There's a guy called Solo Dallas who is completely, insanely into Angus Young, and he tries to reproduce, just copy his sound, which he does very, very well. And it's a great channel. You should go and check it out. Solo Dallas, it's a phenomenal channel. He does some other stuff as well, which we'll talk about. And he plays, and he's played through different amps and he still gets the ACDC sound. I mean, if you don't believe me, just go and check it out. No matter what amp you have, all you do is you just back off the gain. You back off the gain, you back off the bass a little bit, you back off the treble a little bit, and basically you play around with it until you get that kind of sound. And funnily enough, when I recorded this, when I play at really loud volumes, I don't use this setting that I'm using now. I use a slightly different setting because louder, you need to adjust for, you know, the loudness of it. So I'm not really pushing my speakers really hard here. So I might be using more bass than I would do if I was playing live. So, you know, you have to kind of adjust it as you go. But basically, the rule of thumb is low output pickups, maybe it doesn't have to be a slab or mahogany guitar. I mean, it doesn't really have to be. I think the most important thing is probably the pickups, low output pickups. Alnico 5 low output or Alnico 4. Alnico 4 I like because to me they sound more pathy, if that's the word. Let's talk about PAF. PAF means pattern applied for. The difference between a PAF pickup and this pickup, there isn't really any difference apart from the fact that how they're made. In fact, they're the same thing, except nowadays pickups are wound by machines and they are potted, whereas a PAF pickup was wound by human beings, like this, on a machine that twiddled round, I suppose, and they weren't wax potted. The difference with PAFs is that different people made the different pickups and they all sounded different. Whereas these are made by machines, so they always sound the same. As far as I'm concerned, that's the difference between a PAF pickup and what's in here now. And the PAF pickups sometimes had Alnico 3s, Alnico 4s, Alnico 5s, whatever they had to hand is what they put in, as far as my research has found. So, yeah, that's what I think about that. So yeah, any amp, that's it. That's the ACDC amp. That's how you get it. It's really, really simple. So obviously you're hearing this directly into my camera. Like I said, I got some stuff I recorded earlier on that I've mic'd up and put at the end of this video. While I'm on this video, I got some notes here that I got to read. Right? Okay. This is really awesome thing. Right? Is that I just want to this ACDC sound, you know, always brings up a point. It's that you don't have to go out and buy a Kemper. You don't have to go out and buy thousands and thousands of pounds worth of equipment. All this new junk. You don't have to do all that kind of stuff, right? You can use old gear to get this kind of sound. Any amp with a bit of distortion on it will be fine. It doesn't matter what speaker you got in it, because basically you're not trying to replicate the sound exactly. You just need to get that kind of ACDC overall sound. Then it's easy to do. Trust me, it's easy to do. So so I've done it with probably a guitar which is which is about £100 worth of guitar, £35 worth of pickup, and any amp that you can pick up. I'm actually using my blue guitar rig, which most people say isn't a real tube amp anyway, so there you go. So you know, I'm doing it without that. It's going through my high watt with a with a couple of speakers in. They used to have, this high watt used to have 70-80 speakers in. At the moment they've got vintage 30s in. Do you know, I still think them 70-80s speakers probably sounded a bit better. I don't know why that is. They just did to my ears. But anyway, that's the ACDC sound. You don't have to buy new equipment to get this kind of sound. You can get it with old gear, cheap gear that you can get on eBay or the internet, or lie around your mate's house because they haven't played guitar for ages. There's loads there, as long as it stays in tune. One more thing I would mention is the strings. I think Angus Young uses 9s, and I think they tune pretty much to pitch now. They didn't used to, so I kind of like, I'm between best of both worlds. I've got a set of 10s on and I've detuned it to E flat. And that's kind of my AC/DC sound. Anyway, so what else do we need to talk about? Oh yeah, somebody on the comments on the last video asked me about if I could tell them any interesting things that happened to me while I was in a band and stuff like that. So yeah, here's one for you, right? That happened like 2 weeks ago, right? So we're playing, right? Band's playing, and everybody's like kicking back and saying, "Yeah, this is great," and everything's cool. And after you know, we're looking at each other, and all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, bars cleared. We go, what the hell's happened there? So anyway, we carried on playing. It's kind of like the last-ish song anyway. So of the first set. So we finished playing that song. We put the guitars down. I walked over to my mate and said, "What happened there?" And he goes, "You ain't gonna believe this." I said, "Yeah, just let me know." Anyway, this guy, right, is sitting at the bar. He'd been sitting there all day, right? And he was so drunk, he didn't know what he was doing. Anyway, he felt sick. So he decided he had a bag. So he picked up the bag and was sick in his bag at the bar. At the bar. And he was looking and going, "Oh my God, what's he doing? What's he doing?" But anyway, the problem was he needed a pee as well. So basically he got his todger out and he had a pee in the bag as well. Can you believe it? That's what happens at gigs. Anyway, if you like this video and you like the AC/DC sound and you want to replicate it, please do so. If you want to put a comment in the bottom, please do so. Share it with your friends. Let everybody know about me. I know YouTube hates me, but who cares? Catch you later.